Your life in ancient Rome, from slave to Roman emperor. Your story begins far away from Rome. You are born in a small village on the edge of the empire. Your childhood is simple, filled with fields, forests, and familiar villagers. And you once believe your future will follow the same quiet path as everyone before you. This peaceful life shatters on the day the Roman army arrives. At first, only rumors spread that soldiers are drawing near, and nearby villages have fallen. Your family tries to flee, yet they cannot escape in time. The Roman army marches faster than anyone anticipated. Within days, your hometown is destroyed, and all local residents are captured as prisoners. You lose your identity as a native citizen and become nothing more than property. A few weeks later, you stand in Araman slave market, alongside hundreds of other captives, some weeping, some silent, some who have already surrendered to despair. Roman buyers walk among the prisoners and examine you just like livestock, judging your age, physical condition, and practical skills, until one man points to you, marking the start of your new miserable existence. You are taken to a wealthy Roman aristocrat's residence, and the gap between your old life and this luxurious household strikes you instantly. The master dwells in splendor, with marble floors, ornate wall paintings, and servants bringing delicacies transported from every corner of the empire. Yet you are merely a possession of the house. Your day starts long before sunrise. You clean chambers, haul heavy supplies, prepare meals, and tend live stock until your body is worn out, and any small fault, a broken utensil, an unfinished chore, a moment's hesitation will bring harsh punishment. At night, you sleep in a cramped shared chamber while the master's family holds feasts upstairs, their laughter drifting through the walls. And for the first time you realize Rome's magnificent glory is built upon countless forgotten, unseen people. As years go by, you grow more adept at surviving hardship. You gradually figure out how the household operates, memorize numerical records, and teach yourself basic reading, a rare chance almost no other slaves obtain. Your talent draws your master's attention. One day he finds you far more capable of sorting accounts than other servants, so you are reassigned to manage household paper work instead of doing physical labor. Though you still possess no freedom, others begin to recognize your competence, and you learn that even at the very bottom of Roman society, a single opportunity can completely rewrite your fate. After decades of loyal service, you are summoned by your master unexpected lie. You fear you have made a mistake and brace for punishment, but he grants you freedom instead. The chains binding your life fall away, and your social status shifts. You are no longer a slave but a freedman. Freedom feels alien at the very beginning. For the first time in your life, no one dictates where you stand, what hour you wake up, or what your future holds. Still, within several weeks you grasp a crucial truth. Freedom does not equal an easy life. You still need money to survive, protection to rely on, and a stable place within Roman society. The empire constant lie reminds you of your humble origins. Rich citizens are born into privilege, with centuries-old family connections and widespread influence, while you have no one but yourself to depend on. You restart your life with the practical skills you mastered as a household slave and open a small shop. At the beginning, the business is unremarkable, a tiny storefront with only a handful of regular customers and a plain, repetitive daily routine. You unlock the shop before dawn each morning, arrange goods, bargain with clients, and deal with difficult buyers. Some days bring decent profits, while others barely earn enough to get by. Yet every coin you gain fully belongs to you. For the first time ever, your own efforts directly shape your living conditions. As more years pass, your business expands. Locals start to know your name, and you stop being an invisible nobody in the neighborhood. Even so, a longing lingers in your heart. You crave more than wealth. You crave genuine respect. To become a figure the empire cannot overlook. One day you watch Roman soldiers march through the city streets, their armor glinting in sunlight, all civilians stepping aside to make way for them. They embody Rome's overwhelming power, and you make a vital decision. You will enlist in the Roman army, leave your old life behind, and become part of the force that forged the greatest empire on earth. You abandon your small shop and quiet daily routine to stand before a crowded Roman military camp filled with thousands of recruits who have stepped away from ordinary civilian lives to guard humanity's mightiest empire. You sign up for Ariman Legion, and you soon discard your naive initial thought that being a soldier only means wielding swords and fighting foes. The core of Roman military service is iron discipline. Training commences without delay. You rise before sunrise every single day, march kilometers loaded with heavy gear, drill battle formations, construct temporary camps, and practice coordinated group combat. The Roman army never relies on individual heroes. Victory demands thousands of troops moving as one cohesive unit, and any single soldier breaking formation endangers the entire cohort. Your instructors show no mercy, indifferent to your past identity as a Slav, judging you solely by whether you can endure and survive the harsh training. Months of relentless training transform your physique. Your hands grow strong, your movements grow swift, and the person who once struggled to carry simple supplies can now march all day wearing full weapons and armor. You come to understand the source of Rome's dominance. The empire is built not only by emperors, but by countless ordinary men like you who follow orders. Your first military deployment sends you to the northern border, far from Rome's splendid metropolises, where the landscape is dominated by thick forests, frigid mountain ranges, and hostile tribes lure. King in shadow, you have heard countless tales of warfare, yet nothing prepares you for its brutal reality. The night before your first battle, sleep eludes you. You hear soldiers sharpen blades and commanders relay orders, alongside the nervous heavy breathing of men all haunted by the same fear. Even the toughest veterans are not exempt. At dawn, enemy warriors assemble across the battlefield. A horn blares the signal. Your entire formation surges forward. The ground trembles underfoot. Arrows streak across the sky, and shields clash violently, plunging everything into chaos. For a moment, all thoughts of money, status, and power vanish from your mind. Your sole instinct is to stay alive. You fight because the soldier beside you fights, and you shield him just as he shields you. Hours later, the battle concludes with a Roman victory. Yet triumph carries no joy. The battlefield falls silent, and many men who marched beside you that morning lie dead. You realize Rome's endless glory always comes at someone's cost. Over the subsequent years, you take part in numerous campaigns, journey across unfamiliar lands, earn military medals, and win widespread admiration. After completing decades of service, you retire as a respected veteran, well known among fellow soldiers. The man once bought and sold at a Slavi market has transformed into a Roman citizen and a revered empire soldier. Yet your life journey is far from finished. Your next chapter awaits in a place deadlier than any battlefield, the gladiatorial arena. Your ruin strikes without warning, triggered by political conflict, betrayal, and a high-ranking official's arbitrary judgment. Your social standing, freedom, and all future prospects vanish in an instant, and you are transported to the gladiator training school fee read by every Roman resident. You cannot bring yourself to accept your fate. You were once a loyal Roman soldier, now reduced to mere entertainment for the masses. You are handed weapons, not to defend the empire, but to amuse crowds. Trainers hammer one lesson into every recruit. The arena cares nothing about your past. Whether you were a soldier, merchant, or noble, all competitors share a single goal: survive. Daily training is savage and unforgiving. You master diverse combat styles. Some gladiators rely on lightning speed. Some wear heavy protective plate. Others wield bizarre exotic weapons designed to stir audience excitement. You train until your body is racked with pain. Yet you persist, fully aware that every match could be your last. The day of your first arena fight feels surreal. Thousands of spectators fill the stadium, deafening cheers, laughter and restless murmurs echoing all around. They do not cheer for you as a person. They merely crave the spectacle of two humans, forced to fight to the death. You stride into the arena, sunlight feeling alien and the sand beneath your feet heavy. Your opponent stands opposite you, equally consumed by terror, and for a split second you see your own past suffering reflected in him. He is no monster, only another desperate man clinging to life. The battle signal sounds, and your years of training kick in automatically. You dodge, block, and strike, each second a matter of life and death. Eventually, your foe collapses to the ground. The crowd falls quiet, waiting for you to deliver the killing blow to satisfy Rome's simplistic narrative of clear winners and losers, heroes and corpses. You lower your weapon instead, and the audience erupts in shock and admiration, awed by your restraint rather than bloodlust. From that day onward, your reputation flourishes. You grow, famous not for unmatched brute strength, but because ordinary people see their own struggles and unyielding perseverance within you. Match after match, your name spreads across Rome. Children tell your stories, and crowds travel great distances to watch your bouts, making you an iconic figure of the arena. Later, a powerful Roman magistrate takes notice of you, not as a fighter but as a sharp, disciplined man who understands human nature, loyalty, and survival. He offers you a chance to leave the arena behind, embark on a brand new life, occupy a new position, and step into the world of Roman politics. For nearly all Romans, a seat in the Senate is an unattainable privilege, reserved for aristocratic clans that have held power for generations. Yet your life has never followed standard paths. You enter a new battlefield where swords, shields, and mass legions have no place here. Spoken words serve as lethal weapons. On your first day in the Senate chamber, you stand amid wealthy hereditary nobles whose families have shaped Roman policy for centuries. They view you with prejudice, seeing you as an outsider risen from the lowest classes who does not belong among them. Still, every phase of your past has gifted you vital traits forged through hardship, patience from your days as a slave, discipline from military service, and bravery from the arena. You draw on all these qualities to navigate political life. Every resolution debated in the Senate carries far-reaching consequences. A single law can impact millions of civilians. One military edict can ignite full-scale war, and a single alliance can rewrite Rome's destiny. Politics is rife with hidden danger. Rivals never attack you openly. They sabotage your public reputation and spread malicious rumors to create secret troubles behind closed doors. You quickly come to a stark realization: open battlefield combat is dangerous, yet the cutthroat world of elite power is far more treacherous. Years pass, and your wisdom and judgment earn widespread respect. The nobles who once ignored you now listen closely to your opinions. You climb higher than you ever imagined possible, until a new opportunity emerges. The emperor seeks a commander for Rome's armies, someone with extensive combat experience, trustworthy to both common soldiers and elite politicians. Your life is set to shift once more as you rise to become a Roman general. You once believed you had reached the peak of your existence: slave, freedman, soldier, gladiator, senator. Yet Rome entrusts you with a weight of responsibility greater than all previous roles combined when you are appointed general. The first time you stand before your assembled army, everything feels profoundly different. Decades earlier, you were one faceless recruit waiting for orders. Now thousands of men look to you for every command. These soldiers are not nameless numbers, they are fathers, brothers, and dear friends. And every choice you make decides who will return home alive and who will perish on campaign. The authority granted to you feels awe-inspiring, yet equally terrifying. Your first major campaign deploys you to the empire's border, where enemy tribes have invaded Roman territory, destroyed villages, and severed vital trade routes. The emperor tasks you with restoring Order. You carefully study geographic maps, analyze enemy troop movements, and listen to feedback from your subordinate officers. Unlike your younger reckless self, you no longer rush blindly into combat. Naturally, brilliant general wins wars long before battle begins, through thorough planning and understanding of the battlefield terrain. On the day of the decisive clash, enemy forces outnumber your legions. Some advisors urge retreat, while others insist you fight on. Thousands of soldiers fix their gazes on you, waiting your call. You recall the paralyzing fear of your first battle, the helplessness of being a low-ranking private whose fate rested in others' hands, and now you hold all decision-making power. You give the order to advance. The battle rages for hours amid swirling dust, clashing steel, and screams of combatants. Yet your meticulously laid strategy prevails, and the enemy army collapses by sunset. When you march back to Rome victorious, the entire city celebrates. Crowds line the streets shouting your name. Senate members heap praise upon you, and the emperor bestows lavish rewards. In this moment, you grasp the true meaning of power, not the ability to dominate others, but the capacity to alter the course of history. Great victories breed new peril. However, the more triumphs you secure, the deeper the public and military loyalty to you grows, breeding anxiety within the imperial palace. Every Roman citizen knows an unspoken rule: a general beloved by his troops is simultaneously a national hero and a potential threat. Whispered gossip circulates throughout the capital. Some claim you ought to seize the imperial throne. Others warn your influence has grown too vast for Rome to sustain two competing power figures. You begin to distinguish the simplicity of open warfare from the duplicity of politics. On the battlefield, your foes are clearly visible, while your greatest threats often stand beside you in court. The emperor summons you back to Rome. You traverse the same streets you first entered as a worthless slave, now greeted by throngs of onlookers eager to catch a glimpse of the empire's most influential man. History is filled with turning points determined by single choices, and Rome stands on the brink of such a moment. The emperor grows elderly. Internal strife spreads across the realm, and rival generals compete for influence, leaving the empire's future uncertain. One night, your loyal soldiers gather around you and pose a deafening question: will you continue to serve Rome under its current ruler, or will you take the throne and rule it yourself? You spend the entire night reflecting on every chapter of your life: the slave craving freedom, the soldier chasing respect, the gladiator clinging to survival, the senator hungry for a voice in governance, and now the general facing the most transformative opportunity imaginable. You make your choice, altering history forever, and ascend to the position of Roman emperor within the imperial palace, and the whole city awaits your decrees. Your words can mobilize entire legions. Your judgments shape the lives of millions, and you occupy Rome's highest station. At first, everything appears flawless. You wear imperial robes, sit upon the royal throne, receive tribute from foreign dignitaries, and all military commanders swear oaths of fealty to you. Citizens cheer your name, and every desire seems within reach. It does not take long for you to uncover the harsh truth: emperorship brings no true freedom, only endless, crushing responsibility. Every dawn brings a flood of crises to resolve: border uprisings, disaster-stricken cities begging aid, army supply shortages, and Senate opposition to your policies. No decision exists without trade-offs. Raising taxes burdens civilians, while cutting funding weakens military defense. Launching wars costs countless lives, yet avoiding conflict lets hostile foreign powers grow stronger. There are no perfect solutions, only difficult compromises. You also discover the universal difficulty of trusting others. Within the palace walls, every person surrounding you seeks personal gain. Some support you out of genuine faith in your leadership. Others merely curry favor to grab power for themselves. Many smile to your face while secret lie plotting schemes behind your back. The imperial compound becomes another silent battlefield, where secrets and betrayal replace swords and spears. Years pass as you govern Rome through countless crises. Some of your policies win public approval, others draw fierce criticism. Some military campaigns end in glorious victory, while your missteps remain etched into collective memory. Gradually you understand that the emperor is not a figure elevated above all humanity, but the one burdened with carrying every citizen's hardships. One day you wander Rome's streets alone, observing marketplaces, buildings, and ordinary working people. You flash back to your early street memory within this empire, a young boy trapped in a Slavi market who believed his life had reached its end, unaware that his greatest journey had only just commenced. Decades later, your life draws to a close. The Roman Empire endures. Generations of rulers succeed one another. Cities rise and fall, and everyone who once knew you passes away. Over time, your full life experience fades into a historical legend. Some remember you as a brilliant leader, others dwell on your mistakes. People recount your military victories, while others never forget your humble origins as a penniless nobody who climbed to Rome's supreme authority. The Roman Empire stood for centuries, yet behind every emperor, every battle, and every grand monument lie millions of anonymous ordinary lives, laborers, warriors, dreamers, people struggling merely to get through each day. Your life's journey was never solely about attaining power, but about enduring hardship and overcoming barriers at every social tier. From a forgotten slave to a respected citizen, from a foot soldier to a commanding general, from a voiceless commoner to a man whose edicts could reshape the world. In ancient Rome, the circumstances of your birth set your starting line, yet your own choices determined how far you could rise. That alone was humanity's grandest adventure, far greater than conquering an empire, discovering just how high a single person could climb against all odds.